So let's just go into your reading here. The first two cards that I have out here are the Strength card and the Two of Swords. Um, what I'm feeling overwhelmingly, and this is a card that also just came out for Sagittarius. The Two of Swords is a situation, this is your energy, actually, you're the Suit of Swords. The Two of Swords is a situation where our intuition is telling us there's more to the story. However, as a coping mechanism, also as a defense mechanism, we might be hesitant about delving into a situation in order to extract information, in order to figure something out, mainly because we feel like the truth might be a little bit worse than we anticipated. So then there's this card here about, denial, sweeping things under the rug and not really budging. This is a card about major decisions as well, but I feel like this woman, she is really not taking charge. She's kind of like being complacent. She's stuck in her own, kind of like she's blindfolded, refusing to see. So she's kind of stuck in a prison of her own making. So I feel like there's this energy once again coming through for some of you, where you have to do some research, you have to dig a little bit deeper, and the answer is there. And I feel like your intuition is telling you the answer is there, and you're going to have to do the work. Okay, so don't sit back idle and expect it to come to you. You're going to have to go out and reach for it. Okay. It's linked up here with the Strength card, and the Strength card is about courage, it's about resilience, and it's also about like picking your battles, but doing so in a way that is very diplomatic. So first of all, linked up with the Two of Swords, I feel like it's telling you like there is a situation where you might not have all the answers, and you fear dredging it up again is going to create some type of conflict, some type of confrontation. But it's telling you not to fear it. The situation is not as bad, and you've actually got this one under your control. So if you look at the depiction on this card, it's the woman. She's got the lion, kind of like wrapped around her finger. So it might seem like a very scary, difficult situation, but it's not going to be as bad once you tackle, once you tackle it head on. Okay, so be courageous, and you're going to sail through this just fine. So whatever thing, whatever person that you need to extract information from, I do feel it is really important that you do it and not shy away from it, and don't be turned off because of potential for conflict, because I feel like in your head it's going to seem a lot worse, but in reality, if you get in there, get your hands dirty, and just roll up your sleeves and get to the bottom of things, things are going to work out really well for you. Okay. The Strength card is also a card greatly indicative of like, physical strength when it comes to health. I don't see images and impressions of health scares and things like that. But I feel like it might play out with somebody in your family. It might play out with, some type of some type of diagnoses and things like that coming through from a family member. There might be trips taken as a result of it. Also, be careful about overexertions. Like, for those of you, if you are starting any type of a exercise regimen, just know your body and don't overextend yourself. So that means, exercising recklessly without getting any type of rest. Hydration is very important here. I'm feeling a lot of, hot energy. So hydration, proper rest and recuperation after strenuous workout and things like that. I do feel minor health issues as it pertains to like fevers, as it pertains to like throat, teeth, types of, things that you need to take care of, or at least, see a dentist. Those are the areas that are heavily affected. Okay. So fevers, throats, teeth, and, especially if you have children, they might fever over because of some toothache. So there might be, some type of, and you have to at least get to the bottom of it, I feel like, which means that, extraction is probably required if you're dealing with children. Okay. The second two cards here is the Page of Pentacles as well as the Eight of Cups. The Page of Pentacles indicates a situation where somebody's learning some new skills. Okay. So they're picking up some skills. They're trying to accumulate new skills so that it would help them on the job market. And the Page of Pentacles usually indicates a person that is an earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. This is also somebody that I feel for a lot of you, it might have been a you might have been emotionally involved with this person somehow. It could be a friend, family member, or even like a romantic interest. But what I'm feeling is there is a situation here where two people are having a difficult time communicating. And I feel like this person, they might have I feel almost like they might have walked away when you needed them in the past, and now there's an element here about them coming back in, trying to either reconcile or trying to, get some answers. So we have it linked up with the Eight of Cups, which means a situation where people, where someone is like emotionally checked out. They have emotionally no longer they stop investing in a situation. They're moving on into the world and they're trying to find something new. So I feel like some of you might be dealing with this situation where, somebody walked out and now they're coming back in and they potentially want to meet up with you and you're kind of like at a loss for words as to what to do. For others of you, this is a card about, schooling, learning new things, and starting over, like to cultivate new skills, okay? A lot of you might be in school and you're trying to figure out a direction that is going to be financially lucrative for you. So I do see a lot of people in the finance sector, a lot of people doing like, more, I guess, like more logic, rational base careers or professions, such as the mathematics, such as even like the sciences, the physical, the biological sciences. Okay, so I feel like a lot of you are going through this process. I feel that, for the next 8 months at least, if you are in this capacity where you are building new skills, trying to improve your portfolios, trying to improve your resume, you might be starting new internships as well. There might be new internship opportunities available for those of you who are like under the age of 30 and you're trying to start a career. And I feel that some of you are trying to decide which path to take. And then for others of you, for the next 8 months, I feel that there might be some snags along the way where you might change direction. So for example, if you're starting graduate school and, you might have thought like, I wanted to do research on this. And then, something happened 8 months down the line, you're inspired to do something else. And as a result of it, you might do a 180 when it comes to your career track, or when it comes to your concentration, or when it comes to, the research, the field of interest that you are going to pursue. So I do see some type of a change around, like a switcheroo, like a 180 when it comes to a certain career. You might be invested in this right now and you feel like, no, it's not really feasible. It's not as exciting. There's too much risk involved. So you might be venturing out something further outside. Okay. And then for others of you, I feel like, they're pretty much saying that the options that are going to be made available to you are the ones outside of your comfort zone. So I feel that you need to, do some critical thinking when it comes to like, realistically, what is holding you back? Is it like, are you staying in one space mainly because it is financially more stable? And then are you like shying away from the more fun, the more exciting option, mainly because of the risk involved, or because, it requires you stepping out of your comfort zone? But I feel like the most rewards are going to come through whenever you are, in a position to take risks and at least to expand outside of your geographical location. Okay. The next cluster here is the Page of Rods as well as the Seven of Cups. The Page of Rods indicates news, communication, and things like that, even travel opportunities that are coming through for you. For a lot of you, you might be dealing with a fire sign. This is a Sagittarius, an Aries, or a Leo. It's linked up with the Seven of Cups, which indicates a fantasy. So if this is like somebody that is providing you, travel opportunities, it feels almost like it's too good to be true. They're painting a very rosy picture of some type of proposal, some type of proposition for you. And I feel a lot of you are tempted to go in this direction, but one of the warnings with the Seven of Cups is Some of these choices are good, but all of them are not good for you. So it's kind of like bringing down, bringing your expectations down, back down to earth, and sifting through, fact from fiction in order to figure out which choices are worth pursuing and which ones are going to pan out well for you. So I feel almost as if a lot of you might be in a situation where something seems like, all wonderful and spectacular on the surface, but there is additional information that is being kept hidden from you. So all that glitters is not gold. You need to, take it slow, and you need to at least ask all these questions in order to, you're a very sharp sign, you need to like go through that whole, rationally explore these options, or at least run them through your head, run it through that logical part of your brain to make sure if these choices are realistically going to pan out for you. Okay. It's linked up here with a fire sign, and this is a very adventurous person. This is a very young, very quite adventurous person, very playful as well. So I feel like they might spin you a pipe dream, and they might try to sell you something that is, sell you on an idea, on a concept, on a, just like on something that is not very realistic, not grounded on reality. So a lot of you might be romantically involved with this person, or you are fantasizing about this person, is what I'm feeling. And it's actually the first time I've seen this for a Libra reading where you are physically fantasizing about somebody, because I feel like, out of all the air signs, you are the least scattered, and your energy is very, very directed. And this is the first time I feel like, you're kind of like swept off your feet and your head's in the clouds, which is very rare to see. So I definitely feel you're going to look at this skeptically. You're going to examine, cross-examine this opportunity that's provided for you. Now, the Page of Rods also indicates messages, communications that are coming through from other people. And once again, what you see is not always what you get. So understand where the source of the information lies and who is the one that's, delivering the message. So be careful about, what you hear, and be careful about what information is presented to you, because I feel like nothing is what it seems, and it requires a little bit of like, research and, follow up on your end. Okay. The last two cards that are coming through is the Five of Swords as well as the Two of Pentacles. So the Two of Pentacles, first of all, what I'm getting from this is it's a situation where you are potentially juggling two financial opportunities. And you might even be called upon to travel in order to secure some type of a financial opportunity. What it's saying as well is you have these two options, and you some of you might be trying to juggle them. Some of you might be accepting a financial opportunity, and then a week later, like I feel like, 7 days, a week, or like at least, 9 days, another opportunity comes through. So you're trying to decide, which one to take, which one to move forward with, or you're trying to decide if you can realistically juggle both of them at the same time. In the other sense, I feel that for a lot of you, this might be just romantic partners. You have two signs coming through here, and I'm going to do your love reading in a little bit. But I feel like, it's also a card greatly indicative of fantasy and juggling multiple options as well, possibly somebody juggling multiple options. We do have an earth sign, a Taurus, a Virgo, or Capricorn. We do have a fire sign, and their energy is very opposing. The fire sign, Sagittarius, Aries, or Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So I feel like you might be in a position where you are trying to decide between two things. On the one hand, one person has left and is coming back in. And then on the other hand, we have one person that is painting almost like it's like a source of temptation, but it seems almost like it's too good to be true. And then for others, it might just be, deciding on a career path, deciding on travel opportunities, deciding on, whether or not you can realistically juggle two financial options, like two options where you can make money. Okay, so I feel like overall it's a good financial month for a lot of you, where there's a lot of rebuilding, there's a lot of money coming through as well, and the alleviation of financial worries if you've been dealing with that in the past. The Five of Swords indicates a situation where it's an empty victory. So we have two people who are, kind of like decimated after the war, and one person that is pretty much winning at the cost of the other two. So I feel like, it's a swift victory, but it's also an empty victory because it's at somebody's expense. So what I feel happening here is there might have been a situation where I feel like for some of you, you want answers from another person. And I feel like they're telling you, don't be afraid of the answers. You need to, get whatever, extract whatever information that you need to, because I feel that you are entitled to it. And if it was a situation where somebody walked out, I do feel them coming back in because something didn't work out with whatever they initially planned on. Okay. So this is a kind of like a catch-22, because on the one hand, when somebody comes back in after a failed, attempt at something else, there's that whole concept about, do we let them back in, or do we just, to protect our pride, do we just move away? So I feel like you do whatever you need to do to get the closure that you need to move on. Okay, so don't worry about what people think. This is really important for you to get closure this month in order to finalize, close some doors and to finalize some things, okay? And on top of that, you have a lot of financial situation that you need to sort out, which is your career path, the direction of what you want to focus on, and that's specifically on the income generating sector. So that's going to occupy pretty much majority of the month. Now, in terms of your spiritual advice, we do have the Six of Wands, which is a victory card, the Six of Pentacles, which is, financial windfall, and the Ten of Cups. So what I have here is we have great cards in for your spiritual advice. The Ten of Cups indicates a situation where you are kind of like at the it's like the height of emotional bliss, okay? Emotional satisfaction, happy home, happy family, happy children. And whatever amount of work that you're putting in order to nurture, foster, and care for another person, it is going to be reciprocated. So, I feel like the children, the energy of the children, if you have been nurturing them, if you have been, meticulously taking care of them, there is going to be some type of I feel like the rewards are always going to be like it's going to manifest in a physical way. So they're gonna do something to make you feel quite proud, okay, and like as an appreciation for all the work that you've put in the process of raising them, making sacrifices in order to raise them. So whatever you're putting in the effort that you're putting in any areas of your life, it is going to pan out in a very beautiful, in a very emotionally satisfying kind of way. The Six of Pentacles is usually a card of like some type of a karmic rebalancing. Okay, so that can be giving, doing community service, and then seeing, money coming through for you. So it's basically karmic rebalancing of that scale. If there has been financial difficulties in the past, I do feel there is a financial windfall as it pertains to like, loan, scholarship, even landing a job. But I do feel for a lot of you, scholarship, like winning a scholarship, outshining your opponent when it comes to getting a job, or landing that internship. So I do feel a lot of success when it comes to the career front. And because of that, there's going to be a lot of emotional contentment and emotional satisfaction when it comes to, getting a job, like getting congratulations and things like that for a job well done. So overall, it is heavy, happy energy. And I'm really actually very glad to see this for you guys. We do have here a clear victory. So for those of you entering contests and things like that, it might be a good month for you to do that, because I do see no matter what, you're going to be quite happy. You're going to be quite pleased by the end of the month. And then for those of you who are going through financial worries, I do feel the financial situation sorting itself out. There is going to be, I feel like acts of generosity coming through from other people in like unexpected ways. Okay, so you have some strong divine protection here. Now, the Six of Wands is a victory card. This is kind of like, I feel like They're pretty much telling you, be brave, and whatever you need to confront in order to get your point across, in order to get people to come around to your point of view, really try to speak up, okay? Because I feel like you might have, like, this idea that you feel is very, very small. It's not going to change anything. But I feel in the process of, bringing it up to other people's attention, in the process of not shying away from the spotlight, I do sense that whatever you need to do, it's going to put you in the forefront to implement some major change, to be possibly in charge of projects and things like that. If you are put in a position where you are supervising, managing, or in charge of specific project, it's going to pan out very beautifully.